So health and safety people are viewed as policemen. So contentious view, but
Slightly
you
contagious.
very contentious. You you've been a health and safety professional for 15 years. Yeah. So why is it that health and safety professionals are viewed as policemen on site?
Mm, that is super juicy. And yeah, I've had some very interesting pub conversations about health and safety people being policemen.
Yeah.
And it's no disrespect to our police force,
Oh
who are
God no.
fantastic
God
people.
no. Yeah.
Uh,
They're amazing.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I can totally understand why people can see some health and safety professionals as playing this role of police officer. Some people can come across as, with very limited awareness of their surroundings, very limited business acumen, and just being aware of others and how they're perceived.
Yeah.
They come across as very, stick and carrot.
Yeah.
Very, if you don't do this, thou shalt go to hell.
Yep.
You
Or
know,
you're getting kicked out of sight.
that's
Or
it.
you're or you
And
got to go for reinduction. Or
that's it. Sit
yeah.
in your 2-day review.
Yep. We should get into my 2-day review.
Yeah, we
right?
should. And what I've found, there's generally two types of health and safety personas. One is the very, that default of thou shalt do it.
Yep. There's a rule book. You will follow the rule book
That's
to
it.
the letter.
Yeah.
But there's
But
common
then
sense
there's the other side, which is really about human behavior and actually taking a bit of time to understand where that individual is. What is the root cause again? What is lacking? Why is this person perceiving this in a particular way? And how
Yeah.
can I fill the gaps
Yeah.
and bring this person along the journey? So what I've found is with the police officer type,
Yeah.
I've found that those people may be lacking in the EQ space, unable to read a room
Right.
and to meet people where they're at.
Yeah.
They're coming in with, this is the way and this is the only way.
Yeah.
Whereas, you're stepping into that person's territory. You're not an expert
No.
in that environment at
Yeah.
all. You're not an expert in that task.
Because he's
even.
there. So say, take an example of construction work. He's there to do a good job.
Yeah,
He wants to do a great job.
exactly.
Go back home.
Nobody goes to work to do a shit job.
Nobody does.
No one does.
I don't wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, and say, I want to do a shit job today.
Absolutely.
No.
Everybody wants to come to
Yeah,
work to
correct.
do a great job.
Yeah. And your environment will determine whether you do a good job or not.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
it's your environment.
Yeah.
Oh, and your skill and the tools you've got available to you, and so on and so forth. But
Yeah.
but now let's just speak about this one guy on site. Yep.
Mm.
He's wanting to do a great job. But then you've got all these leadership people coming and saying, hey, put your hard hat on. Hey, put your glasses on. Why do we have to do that constantly? Or what's going on there in that scenario?
That's
That's
exactly
what-
it.
that's what I mean.
That was my point.
Yeah.
That was my next point, actually. The police officer type
Yeah.
doesn't have the literacy to explain why a person needs to wear it. It's
Yeah.
simply, this is the rule and you must follow it. I can't explain it.
Rather than how would you put it?
How would you put it is actually
Use your
why,
EQ.
yeah.
Help me frame it.
Why are you, I see that you're not wearing your safety glasses.
Yep.
Is it because they're uncomfortable? Do you feel like they get in the way? Why is it that, do you have a pair of safety glasses?
Cool. That's a good place
Right?
to start. Yeah.
A lot of the time, people's faces are all so different.
Yeah.
And safety glasses are designed in very different ways. You may have a skinny bridge, you may
Yep.
have a wider bridge. So
Sure.
it could be just as simple as that.
Yeah.
And you start to have a conversation about, well, actually, the safety glasses are really uncomfortable and they start to give me a headache because they don't fit. You're like, okay, great.
And
Let's
and
jump
for
in the
me,
car.
for
I'm
me,
going to take you down to the PPE candy store and you're going to have the pick of the bunch. You can choose whichever safety glasses you want, whatever fits you. What does that do to an individual compared to the police officer approach? What does that do? Now you've completely engaged this person. This person feels seen, heard,
valued. Very importantly, valued as a team
very
member.
importantly.
Yep.
Now, are they going to go to the ends of the earth for you?
Oh,
absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
It's so
100%.
simple. It's so simple. And it's all based on caring for a person.
And just connecting with them.
Mhm.
That's great insight.
So simple.
Why don't more people do that?
EQ.
Yep. EQ.